So, finally here to bring you guys a review for X-Men Apocalypse. Now, I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do my reviews for when I check movies out. So this one is going to be a little bit different. Instead of doing two separate videos where I have a spoiler-free video and a full spoiler video, I'm just going to combine it and do half and half. So the first half of this video is going to be the spoiler-free part. And then I'm going to have a big ass disclaimer pop up on the screen to let you guys know when I'm entering the spoiler territory. So, let's start this. X-Men Apocalypse, to me, was actually a pretty good movie. This is why, just me personally, I'm just talking about myself for, throughout this entire review. A lot of you guys might feel differently, but for me, this is why I don't listen to critics. Because you have critics that will give a movie a bad score, but the movie will end up actually being pretty good. Again, this is just my opinion and this is just for me. I thought X-Men Apocalypse was good. Now, I know it got bad reviews and I think it got a bad score when it first came out. I don't know if that's changed, so if any of you guys want to let me know, by all means, let me know. But, yeah, just I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it. Now this isn't a spoiler because you could pretty much read this in the synopsis. X-Men Apocalypse takes place 10 years after X-Men Days of Future Past. And you basically see where all the characters ended up, 10 years later after the events of Days of Future Past. And where certain characters end up is very, very interesting. Now, I'm not going to get into I'm not going to say what happened to characters in this part because I'm going to keep this as spoiler free as I can. So if you saw the movie, just hold off until I hit the spoiler part. For those of you who have not seen the movie, first off, don't read the comments of this video because chances are there's going to be spoilers in the comments. So don't read the comments if you didn't see the movie. But again, like I said, you have characters. You basically see where all the characters ended up after Days of Future Past. It's very, very interesting to see. Sorry, my dog was a little restless. What else can I actually say? So yeah, I truly enjoyed the movie. Like the action was crazy, the special effects was off the fucking chain. I'm not going to sit here and say that it was a perfect movie. I'm going to probably stop giving movies, scores like 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, shit like that. But as I was saying, I'm not saying that it was a perfect movie because no movie is perfect. I will say, however, that they did have a character that they pretty much wasted in this movie. I don't know if the character is going to have bigger roles in future movies, but in X-Men Apocalypse, the character was wasted. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say who. I'll save that for the spoiler part, but yeah, they honestly did waste the character. Like the character, put it this way, if this particular character wasn't in the movie, it would have changed nothing. This is what I mean, like it would have changed nothing. So yeah, they pretty much wasted the character. But besides that little gripe, there are certain things that I'm gonna have to wait till I hit the spoiler part to talk about. But there are things that happened in this movie, crazy. Oh my god, it was so crazy. You guys, I recommend you watching X-Men Apocalypse. If you enjoyed X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past, you're going to enjoy X-Men Apocalypse. Definitely, it was a good movie and I liked it. All right, so I'm about to jump into the spoiler territory because there are certain things that happened that I really can't even wait to talk about. So, disclaimer. Okay, full on spoiler territory from this point on. Yo, Magneto. Okay, The fact that Magneto started his life over, had a new name, had a family, had a wife, had a daughter, my man was happy. And he literally got that shit ripped away from him. I felt so unbelievably fucking bad for Magneto. I couldn't believe what happened to his family. First off, when I was watching it, I thought the daughter just died. I didn't think the wife died. But then I noticed, like, it took a while to kick in because I was in shock that it happened. And it took a while for me to realize, like, yo, that arrow not only killed the daughter, but I'm guessing it went through the daughter and killed the wife. Yo, I felt so bad for Magneto. I was actually glad that he killed those men. And I didn't blame him for anything he did after the moment his family died. I like if that was me and I was him, I'd have did everything he did, pretty much. I would have killed the men that was there. I'd have went to the warehouse, I'd have locked the door, and I would have killed all of them. Exactly what Magneto did, I would have did the same shit. But Apocalypse, talk about OP, holy shit. Yo, the shit he was doing in this movie, just putting people in the wall, putting people in the ground. I was just like, yo, like that's all I could really think. Like, yo, Apocalypse was nasty. Okay, I need to talk about the wasted character. The character that I feel like that they wasted was Jubilee. I don't even think they called her Jubilee in the movie. Like, you just knew she was Jubilee because of the casting and the colors that she had on. But she did nothing in this movie. Nothing. Like, if she even had any dialogue, like, I don't even remember what she said. Like, when the movie went off, I was so upset that Jubilee did nothing. Not even show her ability. I'm like, are you kidding me? The first time that this character is used on the big screen and she did nothing. Like, if she wasn't even in the, like, if they would have never even casted Jubilee, the movie still would have been the same. She did nothing. And I couldn't believe that. I'm like, really? You're not going to have her involved in nothing? You're not, because I thought she was going to go with them to go rescue everybody else. She did not. Oh my God, I couldn't believe she didn't do anything. Couldn't believe it. What else? Psylocke. Psylocke was a badass. Like, complete badass. They even made Nightcrawler a badass. Like, I like the new design for Nightcrawler. I can't even lie. And I like the fact that they made him kind of young. Because in the original X-Men trilogy, he was already a grown man. In this one, he was a kid, just like everybody else. Like, oops, something finished downloading. Wait, let's get rid of that. Okay. So, he was a kid like everybody else. Like Scott, Storm, Jubilee, Jean. Everybody were kids, pretty much. I even liked the interaction they had between Scott and Jean. They didn't take it too far, but they let you know that the spark was there. I like that. I love the fact that they wasted no time letting you know that Jean has, like, the Phoenix is coming. And I think when they do the next X-Men movie, it's going to have something to do with the Phoenix. Because they kind of hinted at it in the beginning, talk about, she's more powerful than she knows. She can't control her ability. And I like the fact that they focused on that. Because a lot of people forgot. Jean, even though she was powerful and she was a telepath, she held back a lot because she was afraid of her own power. And they let you know that. They let you know that she was scared of her power. She used it, but she was still scared of her own ability. They even let you know, like, yo, Jean is stronger than the Professor, which she was. Jean was like one of the strongest X-Men, or one of the strongest mutants, period. And they let you know that once she tapped into that like that Phoenix power. Because when they took out Apocalypse, yo, that shit was so off the chain. They took out how they took out Apocalypse, that pretty much Jean beat him. Like, yeah, everybody else played a little role, just to, like, the special effects and just to try to stop him, but that shit did not work because he made pretty much a shield and it was blocking everybody's attacks. Like Magneto throwing all the metal at him didn't do shit. Cyclops taking off the glasses didn't do shit. Even Beast tried to get in, didn't do shit. And like, yo, Apocalypse was so OP. He was whooping everybody ass. Even the professor. Like, the fact that they did that whole, I don't want to say it's a dream sequence because it's not. If you watch the X-Men cartoon back in the 90s, you kind of know that it was the okay, they used to do this thing where they had an astral projection dimension where only psychics can enter it. And that's pretty much what it was. Like, they didn't say it in the movie, but if you were a fan of the cartoon, you kind of knew, because you know, that was the only place where the professor was able to stand and walk and actually fight, was in his astral projection form and in that astral projection world. I forgot what they called it. And I know a lot of people didn't pick up on that, but I recognized it as soon as he entered. I was like, that's supposed to be the astral projection world. Like, I don't remember what it was called in the cartoon, but that's basically what it was. Him and Apocalypse fought. I was a little disappointed that the only time Apocalypse grew in size was in that world. But you know what? I get it, because in that world, that, like, they grew in size. Like, it was a battle of the minds, basically. And once Jean let go, destroyed him there. She let go of her power. Yo, Sophie Turner, I gotta admit, she was a badass Jean. I really enjoyed her character as Jean. Like, that's a pretty girl right there. I knew she was pretty from watching her in Game of Thrones, but I don't know if it was just her solo moments or her shining moments or the close-ups, but I was like, damn, she's really, really pretty. But you know, she handled her thing. Like, I love how she portrayed Jean. I actually like how everybody portrayed these, you know, their characters: Cyclops, Jean, Beast, Mystique, you know, everything like that. Now, I like Mystique's. It was very interesting how they had Mystique in this movie, because you know, in a lot of mutants' eyes, she was a hero, which is completely understandable, because she pretty much was the first mutant to, you know, I don't want to say go public, but she kind of was. Her and Magneto were the two that basically went public, and she stopped Magneto from killing the president. So in a lot of these kids' eyes, she was a hero. They even portrayed it like that on TV. So, you know, she was trying to stay undercover, stay under the radar, helping out mutants however she could, but she didn't want to be the face of the hero. So I understand where they took her character. I really do. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm pretty sure that the fact that Cyclops, like, they showed Cyclops' ability forming in this movie, I actually like that they did that. And that's pretty much how it was. Like, Cyclops, or Scott, he was in school one day, and all of a sudden his eyes started burning. He couldn't really open them. And then he just let it go. And, like, that shit was off the chain. What else? What else happened? The cameo, Wolverine. I like how they did it. I actually like how they did it. Like, he didn't even say shit. And he didn't have to. Because in this cameo, he wasn't Wolverine. He was Weapon X. Like, he had the... Like, again, if you saw the cartoon... This is why I like the movie, because they took it back to the 90s cartoon and the original X-Men. Like, he had the device over his head and the strap, and you saw Stryker was petrified once he found out Weapon X got loose. And he was just a straight fucking animal, killing whoever he fucking saw. and Jean pretty much like got a hold of a memory and let him remember, I guess, his name, and then he just went off into the snow. I mean, with the exception of, Jean being there and the X-Men being there, that was Wolverine's origin. He broke out. He had the Weapon X shit. He already had the adamantium. Like, yo, I like how I'm loving this X-Men reboot because they kind of see where they went wrong and they're correcting it, and I actually like that. Like, even in the end, everybody had their costume, the color coded costumes. I was like, yo, what? So yeah, needless to say, I got hype. But I truly enjoyed this X-Men Apocalypse movie. I'm pretty sure that there were other hype moments, but you know what? I'm drawing a blank. I'm definitely going to rewatch this movie because it was hot. Now, writers, post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about X-Men Apocalypse. If you thought it was a good movie, if you didn't like it, why you didn't like it. Hit me down below in the comment section. I look forward to, what you guys have to say about it. Also, let me know if you like the way that I did this review. Spoiler free in the front, spoilers in the back. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know. If you want me to keep it separate, let me know that as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. I'm trying to get better with these reviews, so just bear with me, alright, y'all? So until next time, we're on our way to 50K. Ride or die, Night Riders. We out.